The Phoenix Suns kick off the season. We're back, and they go to that new fancy stadium that they got up there in Los Angeles to take on the Clippers, who officially now have the worst NBA logo in the entire league. That thing looks ugly. But be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to be talking about this exciting overtime win. Let's go.
Kevin Durant delivers. Gorgeous move from Bradley Beal.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Devin Booker with the clutch three.
And we are back just like that. We are your Valley Boys. My name is Kyle. Ashton is going to be holding down the fort here. He took you through the preseason, but I definitely wanted to jump on in here and celebrate the season opener because Suns basketball is back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's back. And look. We could have easily been having a different conversation and had a different mood. But Kevin Durant exists. He is a human being on the planet Earth. And he first off, I want to say I think this game was as close as it was because the man was turning the ball over way too much. But if you can dig yourself out of the hole, I don't care how deep the hole is. So shout out to Kevin Durant. Ashton, what's your initial reaction? The Suns went on the road in a wild one.
Oh my! I was furious. I'm there with you. There was not a single moment in this game where my hands weren't sweaty. The Suns it's Suns basketball. You get used to it. The way that they just sometimes beat themselves over it. I was screaming at the screen for KD to not hold the ball because bad things happen. It's like finding a black cat in the alley. It's just bad.
Yeah. Finding a black cat in the alley, walking under a ladder, seeing your reflection, all that bad mojo stuff. It was. Look, basketball is so different. I watch a bunch of different sports, and I'm not here to talk about that, but I watch so many different sports, and so many other sports are just so straightforward. You win or you lose, and the Suns basketball is a freaking roller coaster. Like, you hate the team in the first half, you hate the team in the second quarter. You're like, let's trade Nurk. We lost the trade with KD. Book is stuck in Paris. And, I don't know if it was, Vogel probably wasn't the issue. It's these guys. And then the second half turns around. Well, the third quarter was the worst. The third quarter was easily the lowest part of this game. And I was like, 35-year-old James Harden is taking control of this game and beating our big three who are healthy. And we got young guys. And then the fourth quarter happens. And they pulled it off. That's all. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy. You always want to win your season opener. And granted, the Suns did a lot to put themselves in a position where they could have lost this game. But man, I'll say this. I love how this team fights. They did it a lot last year. They fought a bunch last year. When you think they're going to, tap out, when they're down 35 points, 25 points, whatever the deficit is, I will say this. I love how they fight back. They always find a way to make it somewhat competitive and give themselves a chance. And I like that about the Suns team. Look, I can't say that about my Cowboys right now, but I can say that about the Suns.
That's all.
Shout out to our chat right there. Cooper is in the chat saying KD is him. He is, in fact, him.
He is Timothy. He is here. He is amongst us, and he is a son. And I'm glad to have him as a son.
Yes. Well, let's go to take a quick rundown at the stats here. Kevin Durant finishes a night, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Bradley Beal was a tremendous help. And when it felt like the offense wasn't rolling and the offense wasn't getting anything going, Bradley Beal again there was initiating, driving to the basket, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Let's talk about Devin Booker first when we're talking about this big three. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Most of his points came from the 3-point line. How would you categorize Devin Booker's season opener against the Clippers, actually.
How would I categorize it? Well, Booker has been the best player on this team, and he always has been. I mean, with KD, that's a whole other discussion. But I mean, Booker played a fair game tonight. He had a lot of defensive plays tonight. I love what Booker did on the defensive end tonight. It seemed like he took a lot of the defensive, it's just kind of leadership in that. So I love what he did there. Perfect from three. Absolutely, it's just one of those nights. We needed him to go off from three. Just still wish he took a little more. Didn't realize about the foul trouble he was in until it was too late. But
Yeah.
we still got it without him.
It's obviously game one of 82. I thought he was a lot conservative, and I watched every game that happened in the Olympics, and Devin really took on this role player role where he was kind of just doing everything that nobody else wanted to do. He was doing the dirty work, getting the assists, getting the rebounds, playing defense and stuff like that. And I think Guy was still stuck in Paris because he kind of brought that same mentality in this season opener where I'm expecting like, hey, you just won a gold medal, your shoe, everyone's buying your shoe. Like I expect him to flood out of the gates. And he always has good games in Los Angeles. Like he shows out for the Clippers. But he was just very conservative. I think that's the most fair I can be is he wasn't that Devin Booker that we see that is very aggressive, taking the shots from the three-point line, getting into his mid-range spot, driving to the basket. He was very much on the outside, and that was a little bit concerning. But again, it's game one of 82. And of course, the foul trouble. And so that's, would have definitely expected more of Devin Booker. He picked up pace in the second half that really helped this team propel to this comeback. But it's a long season. He'll definitely have a couple of games like that. He did. I mean, in his time as a Phoenix Sun, he has had those kind of games. But the thing you need to know about Devin is he makes up for it. He makes up for it. And that's definitely not the last we're going to see of Devin Booker. He's just going to come back. But speaking of players, who was the player tonight that sort of surprised you, jumped off the page? Maybe it was a rookie, young guy. Maybe it was one of our new acquisitions. Who was someone that jumped out for you, Ashton?
All right. So you gave me a lot of options there, but honestly, I don't think any of those options you just gave me. I mean, our rookie still played really nice. I liked what Ryan done. He didn't have the game like he did in Denver in the preseason. If you watch that one, where he just absolutely went off.
Yeah.
Also, I thought he played great tonight.
Yeah.
Although he had a couple bad matchups later against Zubac, but I mean, whatever. But the person that stand out to me the most, and through the whole preseason, which had me worried, was Beal. Beal has been a huge question mark on this whole team, and the way we ended our preseason against the Lakers, he was like 4 of 15, had me really worried on his place on the team here. And tonight, I loved it. Beal was perfect out there. He just filled the role, came out like you said. Whenever the offense was slow, he just came in and did his duty, and that's exactly what we need from him.
I go back to last season. I think Bradley Beal is the guy that I vouch most for. I love the way he plays. I think he absolutely has a place on this team with in between Booker and KD. And Bill, I believe, does a lot of things that KD and Book don't do and don't want to do. Bill is able to pick up those things. And in the moments that we do need him, in the moments that we do, if Book can't get going and KD can't go going, it's kind of been Brad to do that. So I love Brad for that. I'm like a huge fan of Brad, and ever since he's been a Phoenix Sun, love the way he plays defense. Love how aggressive and physical he is. He just brings a new element to the team, and I saw that last year, and he showed it here in game one. I didn't see much of the preseason, but preseason's preseason. You can't really take too much away. You can't take a lot, and because Ryan Dunn was fantastic in the preseason, but kind of had a welcome to the NBA moment in game one. James Harden got the best of him a couple of times, but To circle back around to one of the young guys, I thought Oso did a great job. Iguodaro,
Oh yeah.
6 rebounds. I felt like in the first half when things weren't very established yet, and they needed some sort of momentum swing. Like Oso winning it, and I was actually surprised he got a lot of minutes tonight. Like he played a lot
Oh yeah.
more, maybe more than you would think for a rookie. So he came in and like rebounded the ball, played good defense, played aggressive, and provided a spark that the team needed.
Yeah. He just filled in for the moments between Plumlee, which I it kind of looked over the preseason that fans were overhyping Oso and myself included. I thought he could overtake Plumlee's spot, but I think the center rotation worked out really well tonight. Nurk did his thing. Plumlee did very well. I think he had a nice night, uh, and Oso just complimented them. Like it's a nice rotation we have right now.
It was definitely like a complete game. I think every player kind of showed their biggest weaknesses and the reason why sometimes they get on the nerves of Suns fans, but then they also showed the reason why they're on the team. There were moments where Nurkic was driving me crazy. And like I get it. We saw the videos. You were working out during the summer, and we get it. You can make a three. But that does not justify you shooting 5 times from the 3-point line and only making one of them. So Nurk, you need to chill, man. You can't. You got Katie, Bill, you got Grayson Allen, the highest 3-point percentage shooter in the NBA. You got Devin Booker. Let's maybe chill out on the 3-point shots because there's a couple possessions there where we had no momentum, and this guy's just like Kobe. I'm like, come on, man, you gotta chill. But and there are times where Nurk does this thing where he'll flop. He's a flopper. I'll just call him out on it. He's totally a flopper. The man flops, gets a little touch, flings his arm, looks towards the sideline, does his little, yeah, exactly. He does his little thing. Yeah. It's like, come on, Nurk, just play, man. Just play. So he does those things that really get on my nerves. And then, he does this thing too when he's like at the basket, he doesn't jump. He'll like just try to use his height. He won't jump. He'll just use his, and he'll end up getting the ball, but it's like, come on, man, just jump. Anyways, regardless, he looks slim, by the way. He looks slim.
Oh
He
yeah.
was kind of, he wasn't like fat or anything like that. He wasn't, but you could tell he slimmed down. But I do want to say this. He showed up in the final moments of the game. Uh, he hit those free throws. Those were some big free throws in overtime. He got the big rebound and he hit both free throws. And if it's a give and take, uh, he showed some of the weak parts of his game. Again, it's game one of a game 82, but he did show why he's part of the team in rebounding. And look, not a lot of centers are going to go in overtime and hit those 2 free throws. If that's Mason Plumlee, we're missing one of them.
Oh yeah.
So like Nurkic has that stroke. He has a good stroke when it comes to free throws. And I'll give credit to him. There are times where he made me pull my hair tonight, but he showed up in the moments that we needed him to. All these players did. Same thing with Katie.
Absolutely.
Katie made me pull my hair out. I was, 6 turnovers, I think is what it was. Devin Booker made me pull out my hair. But they showed up. Well, maybe not Devin because he fouled out. But Devin made that push in the fourth quarter. But the team showed up when they needed to. Now, again, I'll stand by the fact that this game should have been won. I mean, they should have decisively won this game, but kind of what we saw last season, we saw the Suns kind of play the Suns and beat the Suns, and that's the reason why they were kind of in a lot of situations that they were. But
Yeah.
Game one of game 82. If this is how we start the season, I mean, it can't. It only goes up from here. It's got to.
I mean, I'm willing to argue. I saw most fans tonight complain about Suns possibly or them relating this to another Suns issue from last year of underestimating your opponents, and then we get these crazy embarrassing losses. But I think Suns did a pretty good job. When you look back at the numbers, we dominated for the whole half. The second quarter, we really popped the lid off of this whole thing, and we really took it to them. But the
Mm,
Clippers, credit where credit is due, they knew they were shorthanded tonight, and they knew they had to at least throw a punch into us. They had to
yeah,
fight back, and they didn't go down. They went down scratching. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
So I mean, credit to them. Good fight.
yeah, definitely. And I'll say that all the negative things and the weaknesses that we saw tonight, it came from the same players that we saw last year. I would argue that everyone that's new this year provided some excitement in game one. And, the turnovers, the missing, not getting the ball to Tyus Jones, not getting the ball to Monte Morris, not giving it to the primary ball carriers. They were kind of the reason why this team was playing from behind in some situations. And I think those things could be fixed. But I think every new player, every new rookie, they were fun to watch. They provided a spark. And it's crazy that, the big three's coming over, but it's really it took me by surprise looking at this team, and I'm like, wow, this is actually a whole different team. You know, it's pretty wild, and I like where we are. I like how Mike played a lot of guys tonight. Just that's what you got to do early in the season. Got to see who's there, who you got, who's good, who's not. And I like seeing everyone out there. A lot of coaches will be stingy and say, "No, I know my guys. I'm going to play this amount of guys." But Mike played a lot of different guys, and shout out to Mike. I like my coach's vocal. I didn't say Vogel. I said vocal. I like my coaches animated. I like my coaches on the sideline jawing with the referees in it. And Mike, he looked that way. I liked the energy that he gave off the line. I am so glad that Simpson-looking mother guy is out of here. We're probably going to see him. I forgot. I think he signed on with the Dallas Mavericks. I think he's an assistant coach somewhere.
Yeah, he did.
So we'll see him, But I like Mike. He's got the big blue eyes, slim. Yep. He looks slim. He's not as big as he was when he was coached in Milwaukee. But I like Mike. I think, he seems fired up, I like the energy that Mike gave, and I like our new guys.
Absolutely love this team. When they have an actual bench to surround our guys, we got a team now. This is a team.
Yeah.
I saw a stat recently, like a picture a while ago of like where last year's Phoenix Suns bench is this year, and like all of them are either cut or they're playing like 15th man. So it's crazy. Just this jump to this year. We got actual youth. We got talent. We got the guys.
Yeah, I agree. I think last year we maybe tried to take a shortcut and try to get veterans in there. Eric Gordon is a name that comes into my mind. Drew Eubanks is a name that comes into mind. And we tried to take shortcuts and bring these veteran guys that have years of experience in the NBA. And it just didn't work out. It kind of just led to like a bunch of frustrated old men on the team, And as for now, it's tough to find young guys that are good. So you got to draft well. I mean, the season starts in the draft. And I feel like the Suns may have studs in Oso and Ryan Dunn. And I like that. I like young guys who are on that first contract, wanting to prove their place, wanting to prove their time. And because it's the beginning of their career. They're young, they're healthy, they're energetic, and you could sense that. And that was something that was really exciting. And I love Tyus Jones, man. I just felt like I did want to say something. I felt like maybe KD and Book were still in the mindset of like, it's just us, it's us versus the team that we're playing. Because if you look at the stats, most, if not all, the turnovers came from KD and Book. And zero, you have to fact check me on this, but I think it was 0 turnovers happened when Tyus Jones and Monte Morris were the ball handlers.
Yep.
And we just got to get back to that because, I am not the biggest fan of KD holding that ball. It's almost like a record player. He gets the ball, gets an ISO, posts up, starts moving back. Yep. And the ball gets, or he slips, he falls backward and the ball's on the ground. Or he, tries to go for the shot and the ball goes. Just give it to Tyus. We got a point guard now. And, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be playmakers as they were last year. And I'm talking about KD and, Book is a shot creator. He can do that. Beal is a shot creator as well. But I think moving forward, we really want to rely on Tyus Jones, and I really like the way that he played.
Yeah, absolutely. Too many KD slides for my liking.
Yeah, it was too much, but again, he came up big, and he came up big. And you look at this starting five; they did a pretty good job, and Grayson Allen, I really liked the way he came off the bench and just fired away. I was kind of worried about how he would handle that with him being a starter last year and now him being moved to the bench. But he was just like, screw it. He was just firing those threes away. I'm like, yeah, that's what we need, because last year, no one was taking shots. That was one of the biggest problems. No one was doing anything. So it's like, go out there and shoot. I know you're capable of making it. You just got to get into a rhythm. Grayson did that, and of course we got Royce as well. And how did you feel? There's no bowl minutes. How did you feel about that? Did you even notice?
I did notice because I live in a house with a bunch of bowl fans, and plus it's also kind of hard to not see a tall, slender man on the court all the time. Not hard. Yeah, I have nothing against it. I was concerned about Bobo, how he played during the preseason, but I mean, I think he shot 40% from three, so I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Maybe that just goes to show how deep this team is. We don't even need Bobo.
Yeah, but we said that last year too. And then no Damian Lee. I know Damian Lee was on the injury report, but I mean, Bill was too, and he got a lot of minutes. But no Damian Lee, even though he is fully ready to go, he can play. We decided to go with the young guys instead, Oso and Ryan, which is important. You got to give those minutes to your young guys to begin. I don't know if I'm sold on Monte Morris. Tyus, like he showed his place. Tyus is part of the starting five. I mean, he makes it work. He made some great plays, but I don't know if I'm sold on Monte Morris just yet. I'm he made me a little bit unsure. But long season ahead, a lot of things to look forward to. I'm just glad they got the win, man. One of the worst things is staying up this late here in Central Time Zone and seeing the Suns blow the game. It's one of the worst feelings ever, because it's like I'm literally staying up late to watch this team, and then they lose, by 20 or 30 points, and then I got to talk about it, and then I got to wake up in 5 hours.
We got the win, and it actually okay. So for since it seems like we're at the end of kind of talking about this game, last live stream, I entered my predictions for how the Suns will start this next top five. I'll let you think about it for a second. But I had Suns winning this game. Did I think it would be this close? Absolutely not. I thought we'd kind of handle them. But I mean, who didn't? But I still feel really confident about my predictions. I predicted for just this first five. For the first five, so all four Laker team matchups, and then the Mavericks, a Maverick sandwich between the Laker bread or LA
right.
bread. So that led to me predicting a 4-1 start.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you think we beat the Lakers twice?
Well, okay. Going more into the specifics, I think we could beat the Clippers twice. We're halfway there. I think we might lose one against the Lakers. I think we'll split against the Lakers, and I feel confident in a win against the Mavs.
Whew. These are tough games. The Lakers. I'm gonna say we split with the Lakers. I think that's pretty fair. They're tough. They're tough. I do believe we beat the Clippers. So I got us at 2-1. Then you got the Mavs. Mavs, that's a tough matchup. You know,
You're
that's
going
Luka.
to that game.
That's we will.
Incoming
Oh God,
loss.
yes, we will be going to 2 of these games. So we'll be going to the Lakers one. We'll be going to the Mavericks one. The Mavericks one's going to be tough. That's gonna be tough. I mean, they're your Western Conference champs. That's a good team, and I feel like they got better.
But they have Klay Thompson.
Yeah, but there's so much going on with the team with Kyrie and Luka that like Klay just really has to camp out on the outside and he can beat you. Here's the thing though, like the Mavericks have identity. You know, they built on what they did successfully last year. As for the Suns, yes, we still have the big three together, but we're still sort of figuring things out. So I'm gonna say, you know, unbiased and realistically, you know, I'm gonna say we probably drop to the Mavs. So I'd probably say, what is that? 3-2?
3-2, yeah.
3-2.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not mad about that. 3-2. And yeah, could be 4-1 if we beat the Mavs.
Absolutely. I mean,
But yes, to our audience, we will be going to which ones are we going to? The Lakers and the Mavs.
Mavs and Lakers.
Yeah. So I don't think we're gonna live stream. I don't think that's like technically possible for us. But I think we'll shoot like a quick post game reaction after the video, after the game. We'll be at the stadium and we'll do something quick like that, just to let you know that we were there and let you guys know our thoughts about it. But game 1 is in the books. Sun season's back. It's a roller coaster. That's what it is, being a fan of this team. And I'm along for the ride. I think last year I was kind of like, I had high hopes, but this year I'm just like, I think this team will go as far as its young guys take them.
Okay.
And I think that ceiling's pretty high. I think if Tyus can be great, Ryan can be great, Oso can be great, I think I like our chances because we need that depth. If you look at the teams that went to the finals, the Celtics, the Mavs, they had some youth that stepped up and made some big plays, big games, and stuff like that. So, that's where I'm at. 1-0. Next game is Friday, and we're taking on the Lakers.
In the Lakers home.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if we had our Lakers correspondent fan join us for that one.
Ooh.
Edward might jump on, and he's always fun to talk about with the Lakers. So we may just have him on for that one, and I would say the next one, but that's not possible because we'll be at that game. So
yeah.
But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Game 1 is in the books. Phoenix Suns. They beat the Los Angeles Clippers in an overtime game, 116-113. It was an exciting one. But we will see you guys later. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And good night.
Suns up.